Hi, we are students from Xavier Institute of Management, Bhubaneswar, and this is our presentation on sustainable practices in edible oil and solvent extraction process. The team consists of Khandekar Shafraz Akram, Kunal Talwar, Lipsa Mishra, Manisha Bose, and Nagaraj Joshi. Coming to vegetable oil extraction industry, over 80% of the world's total edible oil is extraction from various vegetable sources like oilseeds, nuts, fruits, and grains. The processing industry is estimated to be of about 8,000 crore Indian rupees. But this industry is made up of lot of small scale enterprises with over 70% of 600 solvent extraction units and over 300 edible oil refining plants have an installed capacity which is less than 100 tons per day. And all of these units, they have a capacity utilization rate of less than 35 to 40%. Vegetable oil extraction involves a lot of generation of waste, and to ensure that during the extraction process there is no loss of valuable nutrients, and also there is a reduction of use of energy consumption and very less generation of waste, it is pertinent by the industries or units to use the latest technologies. So what are the key sustainable risks in this industry? First, large scale forest conversion. For generation of edible oil from oilseeds, nuts requires huge tract of agricultural land. This leads to large scale deforestation for generation of fields for planting of trees as a raw material. This leads to the second problem, that is loss of critical habitat and especially for the endangered species due to large scale deforestation. Extraction of edible oil leads to generation of lot of solid waste, impurities, residues and byproducts, which if left untreated and not disposed of will lead to accumulation of biological waste. Fourth is the atmospheric emissions. Processing of edible oils leads to generation of lot of particulate matter, dust, and also the various gases like nitrous oxide, sulfur oxides, which are emitted from the boilers used for bringing hot water. Water consumption. A huge amount of water is used for boiling of seeds, for cleaning, and also for chemical neutralization and washing, deodorizing, which leads to generation of lot of impure water. Next, energy consumption. The production facility consumes significant amount of fossil fuels to meet energy requirements. Apart from hot water for cleaning, the production facility also consumes energy for running refrigeration and compressed air, mainly for storage purpose. And the last risk is hazardous materials, wherein the edible oil, due to leakages, spillages, release a lot of alkalis, solvents, acids, which can have an adverse effect on the solid and waste bin around them.
Next, we move on to global sustainable practices. We see that governments across the world have established many stringent regulations to check rampant deforestation, illegal destruction of forests, etc. Different residues like spent acids, the solid waste, deodorizer from steam, spent catalysts can be conditioned and reprocessed for energy generation in the plant's boiler. It can also be used as fertilizer and utilized to revitalize the soil for the next phase of farming. Hence, this follows the concept of reduce, reuse and recycle. The augers and conveyor systems are being rejigged from water-based conveyor systems with mechanical systems. Cleaning in place procedures are being applied to recover and reuse the water condensate from the heating processes to follow proper treatment and discharge cleaning solutions to split oil and fatty acids from water phase. Next, energy consumption is reduced by ensuring feed uniformity, increasing air removal efficiency in vessel sterilization to improve heat transfer, feed recharging through heat exchange, implementation of cogeneration systems for better efficiency, using enzymes to hasten process for reduced energy consumption, etc. The various process improvements suggested to reduce emission of VOCs in the atmosphere are improve exhaust air collection systems and installation of leak prevention systems, proper maintenance of cleaning, screening and crushing equipment, use of chemicals and enzymes like caustic, alkaline scrubbing systems to check the odor emissions. Now, the best way to avoid adverse effects due to spillage or leaking of hazardous chemicals is through implementation and following of best safety, operational and maintenance methods, and having quick response systems in times of crisis. Also, providing sufficient knowledge and training to personnel handling these dangerous chemicals.
Major sustainability initiatives includes Roundtable on Sustainable Palm Oil, abbreviated as RSPO. This has been done to promote the growth and use of sustainable palm products through credible global standards. The main aim of RPSO is forest peat and land conversion, climate change, biodiversity loss, prevention of it. Elements of RSPO certification scheme. The elements include requirements to be met and against which certification assessments are made. Ensure organizations undertaking certification assessments are competent to undertake credible, consistent audits. Establish whether or not a set of requirements has been met and is carried out by an accredited certification body. RSPO supply chain certification procedure. It verifies movement of oil through supply chain, step-by-step documentation and third-party verification. There are many challenges ahead for RSPO. Some of it includes smallholders' access to standard practices, supply chain certification, which is difficult for small end users. Smallholders are more focused on yield improvement. Market demand has to be further developed. Now, the impact of RSPO worldwide. 20% of palm oil globally is certified by RSPO till date. As of 2015, RSPO certified palm oil plantations cover an area approximately 47 times the size of Singapore Island, and this continues to grow fast.
Coming to one of the major global examples of sustainable edible oil extraction process, we have taken World Resource Institute initiated Project Portico. Palm oil is Indonesia's top exported commodity and has become a key economic driver for the country. However, it has always been associated with the loss of Indonesia's valuable forests. It causes 79% of the Indonesia's greenhouse gas emissions. Around 90% of the oil palm plantations come at the expense of forest cover, and this in turn leads to biodiversity loss. But palm oil brings many benefits to Indonesia. The government earns around 18.97% of total exports from palm oil production. There is a global demand for palm oil expected to increase by 32% to 60 metric ton by 2020. Almost all consumer products from soaps to chocolates depend upon crude oil palm production. Indonesia is world's #1 producer and exporter of palm oil, accounting for 50% of the total world export. So the dilemma was whether to go for economic growth or whether to save the forest. The Portico concept is to shift to degraded land from forest cover. That is, instead of deforesting and causing palm oil production, it uses degraded land to produce palm oil, thereby restoring the forest cover.
Now moving on to the measures by Indian companies to give some sustainable practices. The companies are like Hindustan Unilever Limited, Kamani, Galaxy and Cargill. First, Hindustan Unilever Limited. 100% certified sustainable palm oil or CSPO covered by green palm. Also, they target to purchase all its palm oil from traceable sources by 2020. The Kamani have taken also some measures like attained certification under the Roundtable of Sustainable Palm Oil or RSPO. They can also supply RSPO approved mass balance certified sustainable palm oil or CSPO to their customers. Galaxy attained certification under the Roundtable on Sustainable Palm Oil. And Cargill committed to achieve 100% usage of sustainable palm oil across its business by 2020. These are the various references for our presentation. Thank you. Hope you have learned something.